A heated rally outside City Hall leads to nearly a dozen arrests. Police say more than 100 people were involved in a protest and counter-protest debating the rights of transgender women.
This flyer encouraged people to show up against the group and bring noisemakers.
You are murdering trans children!
Police made 9 arrests and are expected to bring charges of disorderly conduct.
No charges will be placed against you. If you refuse to disperse, you will be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct.
Witnesses say everyone arrested was a counter-protester.
We're starting to escort women out of here now. There are masked psychopaths concealing their identities who've been threatening us all day.
What a wild situation today that this right here is controversial, that you standing up for women.
I'm a rape survivor. I'm here to stand up for survivors and for the boundaries that we have the right to consent, the right to say no to men in our spaces, in our sports.
Anyone who is in disbelief about the violence that women are subjected to who speak out on this.
What used to be the embodiment of feminism today is now called bigotry.
The footage is so alarming.
A fascinating and sad moment of American history.
We show up to have a peaceful free speech event, and with their violence, with their constant aggression, this is all them telling on themselves.
More than 24 women set up at Broadway near Murray Street Monday around noon for the last stop of a nationwide rally called Let Women Speak. The NYPD set up barricades around the group, who says they are feminists but don't accept transgender women as women. They're also known as TERFs, which stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminists.
It's been 2 days since Monday. A lot of women who listen to the podcast have seen the footage I had reposted on my Instagram, and people are like in shock.
It's very hard for them, even with the incredibly slanted media, to paint a picture that does not show them as the aggressors.
What you want, bitch?
This is a record of our dissent, and they are doing the work for us. They always come out, they show themselves to be everything that we say.
They try to say that we're hateful and that our words are hateful, but every picture, every clip, every video documentation shows who is the aggressor.
I came out to join the Let Women Speak tour because I wanted to exercise my right to free speech with other women. We came out as, again, to be peaceful and talk about the harms of trans ideology.
Kids are getting harmed. Women in shelters are getting harmed. Women in prisons are getting harmed. Women in rape centers are getting harmed.
We want to go to the streets and talk to anybody who is passing by and who will listen.
We're just women here that want to talk and have a message.
It's almost as though the individuals there in the video that we're seeing on the side of the screen were intent on proving your point. Your event is Let Women Speak, and now you have these men dressed up as women attempting to shout you down at the very least.
We're showing up ready to do some free speech.
With like your speeches and the signs, with, like, and like a mic,
papers and signs, yeah.
Right.
And they're ready for a very different kind of event. There are certain factions on the other side, whatever name we want to give them. Some of them are self-described Antifa or self-described TRAs. It doesn't matter, but what we can observe is that many of them are wearing earpieces. Many of them are wearing fortified gear, gloves with fortified knuckles on them. They have walkie-talkie and communication devices, and they're head to toe black.
Dressing like that and black, that's how you dress when you're ready to go out and have a riot, commit crimes, and do property destruction. That's how you dress when you're going to a protest where you expect to clash with the police. That's how you dress when you are going to attack people and you don't want to be seen for it. That's the whole point of showing up somewhere in black bloc, so that they can't tell who's who.
And this is so important for people to hear who don't already know. Like, I think when people
it's very serious.
This is no woman's march situation.
These people were ready for a fight. The coach guy with the curlier hair, he was the one literally putting up his dukes and saying that these hands don't discriminate.
Do not discriminate.
You know, very loudly threatening violence against women.
Right in front of the police.
Right in front of the police. Spitting. He hit Kay Yang with his tambourine.
After I said, "You came from a woman," and right after I said that, he got so angry. He was like, "Fuck you, fuck you up, I'm gonna fuck you up." Specifically in response to that. So that was part of why he hit me with the tambourine. Later, when we were exiting, he also spit at Gina Hoke 3 times. His name is Anthony Martucci, and he goes by, I believe, Amara Velasquez. He's a man. His name is Anthony Martucci, and he was hired by Coach to walk for New York Fashion Week.
They all took off their shirts, right? The girl, you could see her scars on her chest, her double mastectomy scars. And the men, you could see their estrogen-induced, inflamed breast tissue, that sort of inflamed look that they have. And they were very, very objectifying, very self-objectifying, and very objectifying of others.
These titties are more real than you would ever be, bitch. I got body.
And making lewd comments, sexually harassing women.
You see this? This is public masturbation.
Berating us, belittling us.
He's calling me a cunt.
They were calling women ugly. They were calling women old. They were calling women fat.
Get the fuck out of our city, you fat bitch.
Saying that they had bad hair and bad eyebrows and bad skin and bad makeup, and they looked like dykes. This word was used a number of times against women.
He's calling me a dyke! Homophobia!
Very homophobic.
Fucking faggot. Dumbass bitch.
I heard him saying things like, you know, no man wants you. No man wants you. But even if that were true, that has absolutely nothing to do about the woman he's directing that at being a woman. Like, the two are not related. Like, it's insane.
Their whole idea of women and their own humanity is a constant objectification, and they think that they can insult women by insulting us on our looks. And the fact of the matter is, you can no more make me insecure about being a woman than you can make me insecure about being a human being or an animal or a mammal. It will never put me in a defensive position because it's a developmental process that I'm experiencing physically. I'm not confused about that. But it also underlies their extremely insecure position. So they are constantly insecure. They're constantly external validation seeking because every day they have to take drugs. They have to put on a regime of makeup. They have to do a lot of things to upkeep their mimicry. This psychologically is going to make you very defensive and angry.
Our public refusal to play along is the opposite of the fulfillment of the fetish, which is that the fetish only works if we participate in it, if we play along.
And then those two men, the curly-headed man and then the man who had that green cap on, were also very grossly playing with their little man-teats. It was it was like a very pornified display.
It's a perversion.
Just one last player that we haven't mentioned, which is known accused rapist and sexual assaulter Eli Ehrlich was there. In his own words, yesterday's successful action should remind us that our movements don't need to adhere to respectability politics. We glitter bombed, pied, flipped off, screamed at, spit on, and cursed TERFs until they had to leave an hour early. Even these small demoralizing acts do wonders. And then he's pictured flipping off the camera. He's pictured facing Gina, who's holding up the sign that ironically says hate has no home here. They think that somehow by dehumanizing us into this label of TERF, that it condones every act of violence that he has listed very specifically about his own side.
Unbelievable. But it's precisely what this is their opportunity. It's under the guise of inclusion and all the stuff they say this is about. It's really just a way to hate women and to hate on women and to hurt women.
I wasn't scared for most of the event. When the barricades were being charged, I was nervous because I was thinking to myself, well, there's these barricades, there's a line of like bedraggled, tired cops who probably had no idea what they were getting involved in today when they showed up for work. And then there's, our line of security, and then our line of women, and then the fence. And this was all in maybe like a 10-foot space. This was happening, and they were coming closer and closer, and they were working themselves up into a violent fervor, and I could tell they were getting ready to charge, but it's almost like beating the war drums, getting ready to attack, right? And everybody was like banging on the stuff, and the whistles were blowing as high as they could. And then I heard a woman scream bloody murder. I don't know if this was planned. Scream to the top of her lungs while all this stuff was like going on at the height of it. And then they charged. And they started clashing with the police and pushing and pushing and pushing. When the cops were pushing, they were pushing. They had the barricades lifted up into the air, and they were trying to push through. They literally wanted blood. They wanted to hurt women. They were so violent and so lustful in their want to hurt us that they were willing to crash right through a line of NYPD in order to get to us. They were desperate to hurt a woman. They wanted it so badly. It was so clear.
He's calling me a cunt. Freedom!
Never ever forget he came from a woman.
Women say no! Women say no!
We really cannot contain these violent animals, so we're being asked to leave
for our own safety, we're starting to escort women out of here now.
You don't need a fucking protection. Fucking faggot. Dumbass bitch.
You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. People are just trying to live their fucking lives.
Go protect them, you faggot.
Get the fuck out of our city, you fat bitch! No, don't say that shit. Amy! No.
You look busted, you look like shit, you look like you need a nap, you look like you need to be in a casket, you old fuck. Shut the fuck up. Nobody's talking to you. Shut your mouth.
Tried to stay here as long as we possibly could. We have a permit that goes until 5 p.m. But as you can see, this crowd is so violent, so hateful, so misogynistic, so vitriolic that we've been forced to leave. Even the NYPD first precinct and city hall detail were not able to hold back these monsters from assaulting women. This is a dangerous situation.
You ain't shit, bitch!
Get the fuck out of
You are hiding behind the NYPD in a city that isn't yours.
Get the fuck out!
Get back!
Get the fuck out of here! Please do me a favor.
Get the fuck out of here!
Get out!
Get out of here! Get out of here! You fucking shiksa bitch!
Get the fuck out!
Dirty shiksa whore! Dirty shiksa whore!
Our cowards.
Go home!
Oh, I got a big dick. And it's feminine. And it's female. And it's female.
What do you want? Come get it!
We didn't
Come get some, bitch! Come get some, bitch! You want it? You want it, alright? You want it, alright? You want it, alright? I'll fuck you up! I will fuck you up! Hey! Fuck you! You ain't do shit to me! You ain't do shit to me, bitch! You fighting me! You fighting me! Hey, watch it! Watch it! Watch it! Hey, watch it! They're attacking you! You'll be defeated! You'll need it! Your hate will be defeated! Pray! You'll need it! Your hate will be defeated! Pray! You'll need it! Your hate will be defeated!
We have left the site. We're still being followed by violent misogynists and homophobic people and men's rights activists. These people are insane. Okay, we're in the parking garage. We're in the parking garage. We're getting ready to leave. That was insane.
Oh my God, guys.
My name is Jim Forak, and I have to tell you, it was frightening to me today to see these young people. I'm 81 years old. This is nuts.
I could get up and do this again tomorrow. There's a certain energy that comes from being in the center of the storm.
So that was crazy.
That was a really challenging event. Rebel girl,
listen, but I am a turf. I'm a reality embracing turf. I'm a turf. I'm a reality embracing turf. And AGPs get on my nerves when they get online and turf. But they do it with such frequency, looks like the spitter. But it's impossible to keep up with their lunacy. And I will call it out every time I see some kind of creepy, tranny, AGP chicanery. Cause I'm a turf, get away from me. I'm a reality embracing turf.